Alright, so the god of mischief himself, Loki, has to be messing with me because I rambled for almost 10 minutes about the show, and apparently all the footage was unuseful. My computer ran out of storage space and wouldn't read any of the footage, so we're going to try it again. We're talking about Loki, but I am the one burdened with glorious purpose.
I am Loki of Asgard, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Spoiler warning right now for the Loki series on Disney+. If you have not been watching, we are about to talk a crazy bonkers theory of how I think the show might end. So, it's the Loki series. We've seen several different variants and versions of Loki across the show. We've been following the main one from the MCU. We've been seeing more. There's theories that everyone in the TVA is a time variant of Loki in some way, shape, or form. But I kind of doubt that. But I think we are going to find out that the person at the castle at the very end of the show that Loki and Sylvie were just about to get to is another version of Loki. Specifically, the King Loki that people have dubbed the version of Loki we've seen in a couple of trailers, might I add. Speaking of the mid-season trailer, we see him in blink and you miss it appearance in the throne room, and we see him again in what I believe was the episode 6 trailer for the finale. Now, it could be a version of Loki that just ended up becoming the King of Asgard, because that looks like this is where the throne room might be. It looks similar to the throne rooms we've seen in Asgard in the series, throughout the Thor films, but it also could be this Loki at the end in the castle, and this could be his throne room, creating the yellow light that we might be seeing at the top of the castle. This could be where he is controlling everything for someone else. I believe that this is going to mirror the Avengers, where Loki was the villain, and we go through and we had the big Avengers callback when we saw Loki, and that's exactly where he got picked up from, and that'd be a great twist. Take him from that and being the villain to the hero, where we see a different version of himself who is actually working for Kang. And that could be how we see Kang come into the show during the end credits scene of Loki. I'm not quite sure that he's going to be the person at the end, the person running the TVA behind it all, but he could be the man behind the man running the whole thing. He could be the man behind the curtain of the man behind the curtain, so to speak. He might be the one that actually created the TVA in the first place, but he met this Loki variant. The Nexus event might have been him becoming the King of Asgard, being such a diligent leader. Kang might have seen that as a plus in a way, though. Loki might have found it as a way to continue to survive instead of being pruned or left in the void like the other Lokis, and possibly being, just a snack for Goliath. We see Loki mention that Lokis might be stronger than we think. It's when we see Richard E. Grant as the amazing classic Loki in the 5th episode. But we might have an even more powerful Loki working for Kang in some way, shape, or form that might be the end villain that we eventually see in the final episode. That's what it could all be leading up to. Tom Hiddleston's Loki and Sylvie going up, finding this other version of Loki, which is also played by Tom Hiddleston, which I think would be the perfect way to do it. And then we find out that he was working for somebody else. And then end credit scene, we get a sly look similar to Thanos's kind of off look, and we see Kang make an appearance, but maybe not the Kang that we meet in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, because Kang has several different versions due to time traveling shenanigans in the comic books. So we might be teaming up with a version of Kang to fight this version, the Immortus version of Kang, if you will, the oldest version, a bit of an issue at some point. It's could be a crazy ending to the show. It's definitely going to be something else either way, no matter how it ends. I'm excited. Don't forget to tell me how wrong I am about this theory, or how right I am, or what you think this ending could be for the series. Like the video if you enjoyed this theory, and look at some of the other videos I've got on this channel. We're doing a Barely Relevant series where I pick an actor from each film and follow them onto another project, and then so forth. We just keep picking another person and following them to another project, and it's been a lot of fun so far. We're going to put up the Spider-Man video on Wednesday, the day that Loki comes out, and we'll continue that. Just remember, some of us are born geeky. You have a good one.